Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by to check out my video. Firstly, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. Here is another video of my monthly finances update as of December 2020. One of my channel viewers has asked me to talk more about my investing approach. So I'll also be sharing more details on the approach that I take while investing into my Robinhood portfolio. So stay tuned and watch till the end to know more about that information. I can't believe that I have already done 10 cash rewards on my channel since April 2020, and thank you so much for your participation and consideration. So as you can see per the timeline of my cash rewards on my channel, I have awarded as agreed, and to those that have participated, and I chose the winner or the recipient on a random basis. And I have also shared how I randomly select the recipient of my cash rewards on my channel. Thanks again for your consideration and participation. And my idea of offering cash reward on my channel is to appreciate your time on my channel. Keep in mind, the whole idea of my journey is to value time more than the money. So since you are spending time on my channel, I want to appreciate your time with certain cash reward and possibly encourage you into investing or saving more actively. So to those that have all received the cash reward, I have recommended or suggested to invest in different possible ways. And of course, when I say invest, always invest responsibly. Alright, so you have seen the quick snippet of my finances as of the end of December 2020, and let me talk about my investing into my Robinhood portfolio. So let me quickly show you my current value of my Robinhood investing portfolio. I actually started testing out my interest in investing mid 2015, and it was not until early 2019 I started investing actively. So I started putting in more dollars into my investing portfolio. In a way, I can say I started taking investing more seriously than before. And for the most part of my investing journey, my portfolio comprises of 70% of stocks and 30% of ETFs. So that's how I try to distribute my portfolio for the most part of my journey. And I mean, occasionally the percentages have changed here and there, but for the most part I try to maintain the balance, like with 70% in stocks and 30% in ETFs. Initially I aimed at high dividend yield stocks, let's say 15 to 20% in dividend yield is the type of stocks that I preferred to choose earlier, and later distributed my interest into investing into growth stocks simultaneously. Most of the high dividend yield stocks that I invested in did reasonably well and up to my expectations, except for few, and that's when I chose to start investing in growth stocks as well, so just to be on the safer side. So in short, if I have to say what my current investment strategy is, I would say absolute randomness and intuitive investing. So you won't believe if I say more than 80% of the stocks in my portfolio, I have no clue what they are. I don't even know the names of the companies. So, and you may wonder, like, then how do you invest, or why are you investing in those? So like I said, the other part of my investing strategy is intuitive investing. So I look at the history of the stock and how it performed over the time, and what's the dividend yield that it pays or it paid over the period of time, and how long did it paid. So I look at some certain information, but I don't go into the actual details of what the company is or what it does. So I go with the randomness. So again, because that's my preference of or the way that I prefer to invest at this time, at least. So for pretty much most part of my investing journey, I followed this approach, except for few, except for standard companies like Tesla, Apple, or whatever. So certain companies, the big ones, you know about them at least to a certain extent. So but like I said, 80 or more % of my portfolio, I have no clue what they are. So and so far some throw me some surprises, but most of them did pretty good, or they are pretty stable, I would say, and gave me the returns that I anticipated. So I wouldn't mind investing on a random basis into the future months as well. And again, that's my personal preference of investing, and I'm so far enjoying that approach. Also keep in mind, by going with high dividend yield stocks, and also by investing on a random basis, you may wonder, your investing approach is totally risky. Yes, I agree, and I already told the precautions that I take while investing. So I don't invest all of my savings. I only invest about 10% of my current net worth, and that's all I'm going to invest, or at least that's the limit that I set into my investing. So at any given time, I would keep it roughly about 10% of my net worth into my into my stock market investments, and that allows me to go for higher risk investing as well. So keep in mind, and you must have already heard this, so the higher the risk, the higher the possible returns. So again, so that's what it is. So invest less, but invest with greater risk and possibly get greater returns is my current approach. And like I said, I'm still testing. I'm not an expert in investing, but this is the approach that I chose or prefer to go with, and I have been sharing on a periodical basis, like how my portfolio was doing, and I already showed you where I stand at this time with my portfolio. So you can analyze how things were and how things went in the past. By investing a small portion of your savings or net worth, you are less emotional with your investments, so that you can be patient at times where you see your portfolio value is dropping significantly. So by staying emotionally stable with your investing is the key for being successful in pretty much in any investing, I would say. So that's one thing. And I also try to not invest more than 2 to 3% of my portfolio value into one particular stock. So you can imagine, so take one stock, and the maximum that I would go to invest in that particular stock is roughly 2 to 3% of my entire portfolio value. And so you can analyze, like, I would have so many different stocks in my portfolio, and one stock crashing wouldn't hurt much my portfolio, unless you see a whole market crash like the one that we saw in March or April 2020. Such scenarios are unpredictable or uncontrollable, so I'm not an exception for that either. So the entire economies across the globe has fallen, so does the stock markets across the globe as well. So I took a dip in my portfolio, so you can see my portfolio value has dropped almost 60%. 60% means pretty much you lost everything that I have invested, right? So but since I have invested only a small portion of my net worth, I wasn't under panic, or I wasn't worried too much, but I took the opportunity to invest more into my portfolio while staying within my investing limits, and that actually helped me. By investing more when the markets crashed is actually helped me recover faster over the months, and now that I am in a decent gain, I would say. I mean, for some it may be more or less, but I would say I am in 20%, or like I said, I think it's around 28 or 27% is the gain, the current gain that I have overall with my investments into my Robinhood so far. But before investing, I do look over how it did, how that particular stock did over the months and the years, and whether it's paying a dividend, how long has it paid, what they have committed to. So such information I take into consideration and try to invest. And yes, higher the yield, the higher the risk. Keep that in mind. So I'm not suggesting you to go for high dividend yield stocks. So but my personal interest was that, because I'm investing with a smaller amount, so that I'm willing to take that risk. And by looking back at how long they have paid, what they have committed to, gives you a generic idea, like they may be paying the same into the future months or for a reasonable period of time into the future. So that's the take I want to go with. So yep, so far, like I said, most of them has done reasonably or pretty well, based on my expectations, and some has given me surprises, like some either crashed very badly, or some has totally discontinued the dividend. So when that happens, I move over to some other stock, if when possible, or whatever the funds that are left from those stocks. And keep in mind, I only invest roughly 2 to 3% of my portfolio value in one stock. So let's say, for example, if one stock has crashed, so my portfolio value may drop roughly 2 to 3%, but not much from that one. So let's see how things goes, and I'll talk more about my investing approach as I grab more feedback from my own journey. All right. I have already talked how I deal with my money or finances, like by saving, investing, and giving. So also look back at those videos if you could. And once again, the goal of my journey is not to get rich, but to live free. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. Best wishes.